Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Twitwin. Hello. And hello. This is the Boomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. Welcome. We bid you a very warm welcome. My name is Oladolupo.
My name is Shola Rogers.
And right here, if you're just joining us for the very first time, this is where we give you just about entertainment, sports, politics, information generally, and you know what we say, everything else in between.
Everything that's in between could be uh, drinks, how to mix a drink, to get back to the how-tos and the hacks, lifestyle hacks and stuff. But something big is in store. We're in the process of re-engineering, redesigning, and we'll keep you guys posted, Sha. So everything in between could be that, could be
open up your mind.
relationship issues, could be anything.
And today on the bar, we are going to be, we're starting on a little sad note, because over the weekend, as much as there was a lot of fanfare, a lot of things happening, something happened yesterday, and I think for a lot of people, especially Nigerians, this actually just hit close to home. And this is the announcement and the burial, actually, of one, in my own dictionary, one of Nigeria's most talented musicians, and his name of Sound Sultan. Amazing human being. I think I met him like once or twice. I think he's just an amazing human being, and unfortunately he lost the battle to, I think, throat cancer yesterday.
Yeah, really sad. News broke yesterday morning. That was Sunday the 11th of July. It's a day that I'll never forget, because I'm not going to claim to know Sound Sultan very well. I'm not going to claim that we're friends. But it's not every time someone dies and you actually feel the pain like this. I feel like I lost a friend and a brother, maybe due to the way I look at him and kind of respect him, extremely talented, like Dolupo mentioned. I've had a few interactions with him, and I follow him. I study the things he does, the way he does them. Consciousness was gone from our music. One voice stayed true to the game.
It stuck to it.
It
Definitely stuck to it.
He was real. He was a rapper, dancer, businessman, basketball player, extremely good basketball player, and club owner. He was an actor, acted in several movies.
Produced a few of them.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Was a family man. You will see him, how he interacted with his children and his wife and everything. And so yesterday morning, when someone put out that information on social media, I said, look at these people. What kind of joke is this? I actually didn't want to believe it. And that's the feeling you get. At the back of your mind, you're like, it's true. But you're hoping it's not.
It's not. You're hoping that, okay, it's just somebody that
is
trying to
play. Or one of those stupid things, and then suddenly you find out that it's actually true. Then I must say thank you to Lamborghini, another Nigerian art based in the US, who was there and was able to beam this live to us. I'm talking about the burial. A couple of other guys were able to make it. Olamide was there. A couple of other friends of his and family members, But one of the most painful things that you've ever seen, that you will ever see,
witness,
is the way his wife went to that wooden coffin and hugged that coffin for as long as she could. At some point, I felt the frame had frozen, because the feed that we were watching was freezing a lot, but she was there. and I cannot claim that I can relate to what she felt, but I can imagine the kind of pain she's going through. His children, they're not that old, but they're not young to the point where they won't know.
They won't understand. They know
that they would know that there's something wrong somewhere with daddy, and that they won't see daddy again. And I tell you, you start to wonder. It's got me spiraling again, thinking about life and death, and maybe I'm stronger than I used to be, but you start to question life itself. Like, what's
the point at the end of the day? Yeah.
I came to a conclusion a few weeks ago. I had something happen to me that I experienced. That some will say it was a life-changing experience. Probably not ready to talk about it on air yet, but I say life is a setup. You as a being, as an entity, your mind, your body, your everything that you claim is yours doesn't still belong to you.
It doesn't.
Your money, your family, your loved ones still don't belong to you. Your house, your cars, nothing belongs to you.
Nothing.
You come to realize that. Then again, the other part that got me again, that really messes me up, is when you start to wonder about how life is a setup. I'm like, okay, I didn't ask to be born. Now I'm here. I need to struggle. I need to fight. I need to make money. I need to do all of these things that, trust me, if I had a chance, I probably would have chosen something else. You know, maybe if life was fashioned in a way where we can stay back in heaven and just still be worshipping, I probably would stay. It's okay, you guys,
leave me where I am.
Just go. Because there's so much pain, there's sorrow, there's anguish, there's joy and happiness too. There's a lot of things, you know, but there's a way it just gets to you. And this Sound Sultan's passing has a way of making you feel a certain kind of way.
It really did.
You will not find one single person that will say a bad thing about Sound Sultan.
Thing. There's been too many people that have come out to say all sorts of things about him, and it's just been amazing. And even, you know, you hear a lot of artists die, one person dies, and it was obvious that even the presidency couldn't just overlook this. As of this morning, the president has actually put out a statement commiserating with his family, saying that he was, through his music, he was a lover of Nigeria. It was obvious that he definitely loved Nigeria, and that's it. It was always just about Nigeria. A lot beautiful artistic ways of just loving your country that you could not take away from him.
No, you can't. It was a patriot. It was always, and I liked him again, because even the president that's commending him, he didn't stop Sound Sultan from pointing out the ills or the mistakes that politicians make or made. You know, great guy, man.
And I think we just move on of that. It's a little sad, but there was a lot of sporting activities, let me put it like that went over the weekend. We know that Copa America was very in the early hours of Sunday morning. The finals was the early hours Sunday morning. The Euro 2020 finals was in the late hours of yesterday. And also, same yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago that McGregor got his leg broken? I saw a video where he said that he had gone into surgery and he's better now.
He said he's coming back.
He's coming back now, and that specifically that Dustin should enjoy his what's the word? Is something like his ill-gotten victory or something funny like that. I'm like, okay, calm down. That if he had gone second round, he wouldn't have been like that, and all that. And also, one that has everybody talking, how Nigeria, the D Tigers, actually beat the United States basketball team. Did anybody see that coming? No. I was reading it today. They're actually the very first African team to ever beat the US.
That's um the highest point of the weekend for me.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you know, that was my number 10 moment where you actually experienced something that we never thought was possible.
It's possible, yeah.
It's like this. It's like when you say, for instance, war. You talk about war. There are some countries that will fight some countries, and of course, trust me, it's one-way traffic. It's annihilation. It's devastation. That's what it was. Like, it's difficult for you to think of a third world nation or a small country. I'm not saying Nigeria is third world because that's what they call us, but I don't agree. But I'm just talking generally now. Like, some of these shell countries now, these tiny countries going up against one of the big five.
Do you understand? In my mind, first thing that pops up is maybe like which country is really bad in soccer?
India,
yeah. India playing with a Brazil. Do you understand?
You understand?
And then nobody ever thought that they had a chance, even though the few times they've played, it's not like after a while, it's not like the gap has always been that much anymore. But
you're talking football now, right?
No. Basketball. In the past few times, not when they first started, of course, it was game over. There was even no point having that conversation.
There's a reason why the first basketball team that the US put together, I think the second one, were called Dream Team. Dream Team 1, Dream Team 2. When the law was changed, the law governing basketball at the Olympics was changed, that allowed professional athletes to play basketball at the Olympics.
Yeah.
The US had, the whole complement of the best players in the NBA.
Exactly.
Including a Nigerian, Akeem the Dream Olajuwon. They're all there. You're talking Michael Jordan and all of them. And what are you talking? How do you want to beat those people? How do you want to
beat those people? Yeah.
So that's what it's always been. Even the time of LeBron James and co. He's still there. I'm not saying I'm not writing him off, but I'm just saying that not in 100 years, friendly game or not, I picture Nigeria defeating the US. Now, the sad part is it should actually have been more because we had the last play. We had a free throw, which could have been an extra point for us, or from a rebound we could have gotten a 2 or 3 point setup, which is grab the ball, kick out to your shooting guard or any of the other guys who are open, and you go for a 3. So it could have actually been a 6-point lead. But the fact that we dominated, the fact that quarter after quarter, I almost said Eagles now, the Tigers were on top of their game.
I think I think it's amazing. The US coach even had said it, that after the match, said, and I quote, "I thought that the Nigerian team played very physically, did a great job in that regard, and knocked down a lot of threes."
That's it now. At some point, it was 17 3-pointers against the US. What are you talking about? Again, there's this guy, Precious Achiuwa. It's one of the most disrespectful moves you could ever see in basketball. KD was going to the hole, and he knocked him out. Like, what are you talking about? Like, get out of here. And I'm like, for real? That's how great the game was. That's how confident these guys were.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people come with, come on. A Nigerian is a Nigerian is a Nigerian. The US had a Nigerian, Bam Adebayo.
So why is nobody talking about it?
Ain't nobody saying none. For me though, let's celebrate our victories. Let's celebrate our wins.
I think
life in itself is about victories and wins, and trust me, if you keep dwelling on the negatives, that's all you're gonna get.
Exactly. And talking about wins as well, for the first time ever, Messi, one of the best footballers in the world, I'll say one because at least he has won it a few times, and other people, anyway, it's just him and Ronaldo though. But anyway, he has officially won his very, very first international trophy with Argentina, where they beat Brazil
Yeah, at home.
That too, nobody saw coming.
They beat Brazil at home.
They built Brazil at home at the, I think it was Maracana Stadium.
Yeah, you know, and straight up open game.
Game 1-0. And I like them. It was 22nd minute. Di Maria scored and lock up. No, we're not scoring anymore. We don't need any more goals.
I think it was a long time coming for Lionel Messi. At some point, he even called it quits with the national team when they had failed at this stage. I think they had failed like 3 times. You know, this was 4th time. They will say 3rd time is a charm, but man, what did they say about the 4th time? You know, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy he got it right. And funny enough, I have avoided being drawn to this Messi Ronaldo game that people play. The instant he got it, the Argentines won. People started going off about how he was going to get the 7th Ballon d'Or and all of them. Like, wait a minute, guys. Come on. Can we just chill for a minute? Like, oh, how he's the greatest player of all time. Let's not lie. You love him or hate him. Love Ronaldo more than him, doesn't matter. This guy is one of the best that ever did it.
Yeah.
When it comes to football,
I don't know how to. I don't know if
ever
my comparison is. I don't know. I'm just really bad at comparison. But the truth is that, for me, when it comes to Messi and Ronaldo, there's somebody say, don't touch it. I don't know who is better than who, but they are two out of this world. Even after they stop playing, their names are forever etched in the sands of time.
Word.
They're just it. Like, don't touch these people. We've seen how for the past 10, 12 years, they literally have dominated football worldwide.
Yeah, the world is going
nobody, everybody looks at, you're watching Barcelona, it's Messi you're coming to watch. You're watching what's it called? Where is he now? Juventus. Either you're coming to watch Ronaldo, and every single time.
I saw a story somewhere.
Everybody has off and on days.
I saw a story somewhere, and I don't know how true it is, but that some of the presidents of the other Spanish clubs are willing to chip in for Barcelona to be able to renew Messi's contract and keep him in Spain. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
To be honest, is Messi we're talking about here. Talking about that, I was going to move to that. Why in the world would he say that is because of Copa America? It looks like he's really taking his time. And the more he's taking his time, he's looking like as if it's not like Barcelona is going to, he's going to stay in Barcelona.
The experts are saying that they are talking and it's looking good. Of course, it's a new deal. It's a new deal, completely new deal. It's not whatever it was before. And it looks like Messi might be staying in Barcelona.
Okay.
Also saying that they've been able to bring in 1 or 2 players and they might want to bring in another 1 or 2 to keep him. Because any team that he goes just changes. It will be like a seismic effect, like a shift.
Yeah.
You know, like a shift in everything.
If you ask me,
if Messi decides to leave and go to,
if you ask me, I would say he should leave. Let's see him somewhere else. That's it for me. And then moving from that, still another very interesting match that happened yesterday evening with the Euro 2020 finals. That was between Italy and England, where in the 2nd minute of the match, England actually scored.
Yeah.
And it looked like they were bringing it home.
It was Luke Shaw.
Looks like it was
down the left. Trippier with a fantastic telling pass into the box.
2 minutes. I
Luke
think
Shaw
it's amazing.
His first ever goal for England.
Wow.
First ever. Best time to actually, and the fastest goal in any Euros finals.
Wow. You know, and it's amazing. It's a way to actually set the tone of the game.
Course, Italy sat back and soaked it in and allowed England play for a while. Then the Italians came out. They came very close with Chiesa at some point. You thought it was going to bury it, but he didn't. But the Italians struck.
They did. And I was reading someone's analysis, which I now went back to check that they really don't know why people were going on about England not winning. By the way, for people that do not know, Italy ended up winning. It was a 1-1, and then they ended up with the penalties. We'll get to the penalties, yeah? But the match itself, I was reading an analysis where someone said that in the 130-something minutes, they had only 2 shots on target.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one was the one with the second minute of the match. And this other one. So in about 130 minutes, they had just 1 shot on target. And how did you think, or did you hope that that was a winning attempt?
Exactly. The way England was set up, I actually respect Gareth Bale. Tactically, I think it was sound. Dropping 1 or 2 players sounded crazy, but it worked. It worked for them. Then the early goal also made them really
get some confidence,
get into the game and all of that. It allowed them to, to really have a go at the Italians. However, like we said here on Friday, the Italian game is built on defense.
Yeah.
Massive attack, massive defense. The Italian game is structured in such a way that they have this amazingly tactically sound defenders
yeah.
who, for the life of me, I don't know how they're that old and they're that good. But that's what it is. That's the reality on ground. Yeah. So, how do you break them down? What you needed to break them down was a lot of youth, a lot of speed and agility, and maybe try to catch them on the counter, because when they come at you, they come in their numbers. It kind of worked with whatever Gareth Southgate was trying to do. I think it worked to a large extent. But not taking shots at goal is also a function of you not having a good game. It's you not being able to break down the defense to get that space to take the shots. It's you not being able
that they've cut
to
you
walk
off.
your way around it. So they found a way, to limit you to just basically ball possession without anything in the final third. That's what it is. However, the Italians also knew that their attack was blunt. Immobile was supposed to be the man, but unfortunately, it turned out to be on vacation. And that's why they struggled. That's why they had issues with scoring goals. But they didn't relent. I think they had a more purpose-driven game than the English. They had a bigger plan, and they stuck to it, and it worked again. And which one worked better? The Italians.
The Italians. And now moving to the penalties. Yeah, we saw the penalties, and it just looked like it was people that were just overtaken by nerves. Don't get it wrong. The Italian have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Their goalkeeper is wonderful. I saw Rashford's what's he called, and I'm like, really? What did you like? Rashford, Sancho, and
what we call
Saka. They literally played the same thing. I'm like, come on.
Rashford's
penalty. The only thing they touch you people.
Rashford's penalty looked to me like a back pass. Like you're just trying to
okay, just let's. I'm like, come on. It's like there was no tactic.
It's easy for us to criticize, because that's our job anyway. But I think it was down to nerves.
Yeah, I think
and
so
the
too.
English players allowed the pressure to get to them. It's been a while since anybody had a full capacity crowd at any stadium. Mm-hmm. Even the announcement of only 60,000 in that stadium, but we saw that the crowd in that stadium was way over 60,000, like way over 60,000. All of that might have had its own thing to do with them being nervous. It had to be about confidence. Now their goalkeeper was on point, man. Shout out to Pickford, man. The guy was on point.
I think it was. I did not think that he deserved, because give it to it. Italians were not. It wasn't like their penalties too were wonderful. They lost 2 penalties as well, But when you see after losing one, the next player is not looking like someone that is tired. They're literally just going for it anyhow, anyway. You could see it. And the people that lost, you could see that they were either tired or there was just nerves. Or I think that maybe, yeah, English, to be honest, I didn't even think it was going to get to penalties. I thought that Italy was just going to beat them fair and square.
What people don't understand, a lot of people have criticized Southgate for putting out those 5. What people don't understand is that they actually practice penalties at such tournaments, and they will pick the top 5. Everybody, when it's down to the lottery of penalties, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's the thing.
Everybody on that team might end up playing. We saw it in the Europa finals, where, excuse me, please, where we saw
I think it was like about
all the
11,
outfield players
everybody,
play.
even the
then
goalkeepers.
the goalkeepers was the 11th one, where the Madrid guy, what's his name now? What's his name that defeated Man United again? The goalkeeper scored, and then but the Man United goalkeeper
the hair just
played like someone who had never played a penalty before.
The hair just had to be the hair. After obviously not catching any of the 10 penalties, you now literally had to lose the. I'm not a Manchester United fan, but I was very angry for them.
Yeah. So, but now looking back, you must say that they did a good job. The fact that 10 players could score, and this one out of 5 players, only 2 could score for England.
Yeah.
Only 2.
I think, like you said, it was just basically just down to nerves. It was just down to nerves. I think that the sad part now is a lot of backlash, a lot of racist, and also I saw videos of a lot of violence going on from the stadium.
Let me tell you that if what happened in London had happened anywhere in Africa yesterday, the whole world
I've heard the end of it
would have come for us.
Yeah.
How is it that you're hosting a major tournament, your team lost, and you're attacking your guests? You're physically manhandling and beating them. Anybody that wore an Italian jersey,
they got beaten. Blacks, they're claiming that because these people that lost the penalties are black and dark skinned, and then I for the life of me I can't seem to wrap my head around it.
So,
where in 2021,
let's think about this.
Somebody had to win and somebody had to lose.
Let's think about these crazy fans and what they've done. When your team was playing in the preliminary stages and they were doing well, was it down to the same black people? How come you didn't go down the road?
Problem with them.
How come you didn't go down the road and pick every random black person and be giving them money?
There was something that I also read today where someone was actually postulating that how come that this happens a lot with English fans, but the English, the UK generally, the UK government, they've never really come up with anything to stop people from doing these things. That it is time, if they do not do anything about it now, then it's obvious that they are complicit.
If you go and check, the UK sadly has a long history of hooliganism. They've had their fans go to other countries in Europe especially, and they fought. Not necessarily the national team alone, even the clubs. The other time Chelsea traveled, their fans got into trouble. There was time it was Man United fans, there was time it was Liverpool fans, there was time, if you just check, virtually every top English team has had some kind of issue with fans' misbehavior. How they're able to continue to and get away with it is something that we need to study and understand, because like I said earlier, I repeat again, madness that happened in London yesterday, if it had happened, let's reverse the roles.
Yeah.
If it had happened in Italy,
it would.
What would we be talking about?
Italy would have, of course, there would be all sorts of.
If the Italian fans had come for the English fans, where would we be today? Probably at the edge of war, because people will be fighting, tooth and nail to prove a point.
I think it is time that the UK government needs to do something. Probably even put a law against these things, because it's too much. When 2021, we really shouldn't be having to
that's
deal
why
with this.
at some point, from traveling for a while, and a lot of countries come.
To come from that, I think we should come back to Nigeria. Yeah, how there's been a lot of things that happened.
I'd like to say a big birthday shout out to my main man, Mr. Bayo Akonde. It's his birthday today. They put it out there. He's 4-0. You know, that's the big 4. So, happy birthday to you, bro, man. Keep doing you, man.
Yeah. And so, on that note, I think it was something we need to talk about, and this actually concerns the media. As of today, that a lot of newspapers in Nigeria today have published an advertorial against media regulations bill being considered at the National Assembly. On the front pages of Punch, Vanguard, The Nation, This Day, Guardian, Daily Sun, which was sponsored by the Nigerian Union of Journalists, the Nigerian Guild of Editors, and the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, with a bold headline titled Information Blackout, said that the NPC and the NBC Media Act amendment bills being considered by federal lawmakers was geared against the rights of citizens' information.
I saw the story. I've seen the pictures. I cannot claim to have seen the newspapers live, but I've seen the pictures. And I must say that as a journalist, we know that the Nigerian Union of Journalists, the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, there's another body, there's 3 of them, you know, might have gotten some kind of information.
Okay, so there's a bill
that has prompted them to take
so I was going to take it out.
Action.
So apparently there is a bill called the Nigerian Press Council Amendment Bill.
Okay.
By the Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values, Honorable Segun Odebumi. Now, he's saying that the bill that he sponsored is rather to remove identified and existing hindrances, as well as bottlenecks standing in the way of optimum performance of the NPC, that's the Nigeria Press Council, and not to gag the media. He maintained the call for the establishment of the press is to protect and guide the council and to checkmate and reduce quackery and merchants of fake news, as well as promoters of hate speech, already affecting the integrity of media practices in Nigeria.
All right, that's a good one. Sounds good on paper, right? But it must be, because I don't think the NUJ.
Okay, so right now, please let me. According to him specifically, there's a part of the bill that I want to read out. That is Section 2, attempts to amend the existing section by substituting Section 2 for a new Section 2 by separating the council from the board to the council, where the council is to be headed by executive secretary, will be responsible for the day-to-day administration of the council. The board of the council, which will comprise representatives from all stakeholders, including the NUJ, the Guild of Editors, and the Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria, members of the public would also be represented and serve as a board. This is as applicable in a sister agency like the Nigeria National Broadcasting Commission. In essence, the 2 important bodies will exist simultaneously and in their respective capacities.
Yeah, I've seen that story. I read that. And like I said, it's difficult for me to believe that this is all that is in that bill that will prompt the Guild of Editors, the Union of Journalists, and the proprietors of newspapers to come together with one voice, speaking loudly enough where they could actually get advertorials out across all the national dailies. It would be very, very rare for that to happen over such a laudable thing in the bill. Like I said again, they must, because I've not seen that bill, I've not seen the full document, but the little I've read, I'm like, okay, this sounds like a good thing if you're trying to kind of restructure the media space and all of that. But always take into cognizance the fact that the journalists are only doing their job. They are the voice of the people. They are also your voice, Mr. Politician and Mr. Government person. So every time you come up with something draconian or something that sounds harsh, it's almost as if they're trying to stifle the press or trying to control the press. So government on their own part have a lot of work to do to convince people otherwise. So for me, I would like to stick with the NUJ and the Guild of Editors and Proprietors Association of Nigeria, Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria. That whatever bill that is being passed has to consider the entirety of Nigerians, not just a subsection or a subset of a particular
set of people. And so, there's news coming from the courts today as a magistrate court in Yaba, Lagos, has declined bail application of 49 Yoruba Nation agitators that were arrested by the Lagos Police Command. You remember the protest that was supposed to happen?
That was
at Ojota.
1st of July.
I think it was 3rd of July or something. Yeah, 3rd of July at Ojota.
Mm.
So the motion for the bail application filed by a human rights lawyer led by Olashukpo Ojo Esquire and Oladapo Kayode Esquire has been adjourned to July 27th for a ruling. The court had on Monday granted the application for an ex parte order brought before it by the Lagos State Police Command to detain the agitators for 21 days.
Okay.
And the 21-day ex parte order will expire July 26th. So there looks like they're not going anywhere till July 26th.
Well, we always say that protesting is a human right, but we go further to say that consider
also laws
that
governing
you have to
this
do
thing,
things within the confines of the law. If you do not breach that law, they can't do this to you, and if they do it, the world will fight back. Everybody will fight back. I didn't know they had that many people in custody.
I didn't know too. I didn't know they were that much.
And because there were 1 or 2 videos where you saw them apprehending someone and all of that. However, if these people have not committed any grievous offenses, if they are not on the government's terror watch list or whatever, I would like to say that they should temper justice with mercy. Everybody has a right to agitate.
And I also saw a story. I don't know how true is it.
As long as they're not breaking any rules.
I saw pictures, talking about protests. I saw pictures of, remember the people that were arrested in Kogi State?
The Kogi
2, yeah? And apparently they've been out on bail, they'll be released on bail, yeah? These 2 were also 2 of the people that were arrested in Abuja for protesting in Abuja. And I'm like, I'm lost. I'm not saying that you shouldn't protest. I'm not saying that what you're doing is not laudable, yeah? You're out on bail. You are not released. Meaning that you are literally on probation. That's what it is. And you don't even know how that court case is going to go. You can still be back in jail. And then you supposedly do something that could actually cost you, and now you are being arrested again. My question is that not enough grounds for the court to revoke their bail?
I think it is because if you're out on bail,
shouldn't you just be sitting in your house and just be praying to God and hoping that, what's the plan?
So we might not understand what these guys are doing. Maybe they do. Where the one sitting down here complaining, oh, you got arrested in Kogi, why are you arrested in Abuja again? But the guy probably knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. Okay, then. Still talking about courts, the Federal High Court today in Abuja has threatened to issue a warrant of arrest against former Aviation Minister Stella Udua if she failed to appear in court by the next adjourned date. He gave the warning to after the counsel of the EFCC told the court that the former minister and one other defendant were not in court again to take their plea. They are actually Stella Odua and 8 others are facing a trial on an alleged 5 billion naira fraud. Now, the court had earlier fixed February 9 for the arraignment, but she was not served the court processes, so the arraignment could not go on. The court also fixed April 19 for the arraignment, but due to the strike of the junta, the matter could not hold. The FCC alleged that Odua misappropriated public funds while serving as Minister of Aviation. Now that they're in court today again, she is not there. So now the court has
Was
said,
she served?
yes, now she was served. It was actually served earlier, which was supposed to be in June. But of course, we know that there was what's it called?
The strike.
There was this strike going on. So now she's supposed to be in court again today. Now the judge is saying that the next adjournment, if she is not there, is going to be arrested. And we all know that
I think now they have our attention. Now that the threat of her being arrested
she's a senator,
has
so
been mooted.
she ain't going nowhere. She's supposed to be in Nigeria anyway.
Supposed to be, most likely is in Nigeria. But of course, she now has an opportunity to actually
To clear
prove
her
to
name.
the world to say, I'm not fraudulent. I didn't steal no
Exactly.
monies, man.
Exactly. She just clear her name once and for all. As we know that there's been this story of a certain Loretta Onoche who's supposed to be, is she still an essay to the president though?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on I think social media or something, where she was nominated by the president as a national commissioner, and there's been a lot of talks about it. But now it has now been said that so at the moment she's no longer in an aide to the president. But the issue now is that the thing is that by Tuesday,
A little bit of clarity. When did she stop being an aide to Mr.
I
President?
think I can't say when exactly.
I remember the sad event of the plane crash carrying top Nigerian military personnel, including the
The Chief of
immediate
Army
past
Staff.
chief of army staff. And one of the president's aides responded when people were complaining that the burial took place in Abuja. Why didn't the president go? I think she was the one who came up with that very sensible response that the president or the vice president require a 48-hour window to move or go to places, but they couldn't because this
was like
was
a
happening
very
under 24 hours.
24 hours.
So, if she could say that about a month or two ago, barely 2 months,
She's probably still.
I don't get the part. Except they're gonna tell us that
She was just saying
she
it.
made that
she
statement
was just-
on her
as
own.
Statement, something that she just knew, like an information that she knew.
Yeah.
But anyway, now we know that everybody's been talking about the fact that she's a carry member. She was claiming that she stopped being a carry member of the APC in 2019. Now, the first thing with the issue now is it's really not an issue. First thing is that they said that by Tuesday, the committee that is screening them